Hey, good morning to everybody. Daryl P, aka Artist in Recovery. And I've been hesitant to make this video this morning. Today is Sunday, the day after the No Kings protest yesterday, Saturday. As usual, every morning, because I have my channel, I go through all the news first thing, like 3 a.m., to see what's trending, what I could talk about on my channel. And on X, I don't know if you've seen this yet, I'll try to put a link down below. There were just post after post. This is something that Donald Trump posted himself on Truth Social. It shows him wearing a crown, getting into like an F-18 or F-24 or whatever, a jet, with his crown on, going over the No Kings protests in America, opening up the Bombay doors and dropping feces, loads of feces all over his fellow Americans. Yeah, and this is all over X. I read one comment, and I don't know why this is stuck in my mind. I was reading what the MAGA people said about this, and one of the MAGA people on X said, "What a great day to be alive." And that just stuck in my head. Because, I think probably because literally I feel the exact opposite. I think it feels like I'm living in a nightmare right now. Okay, let's just talk. I didn't know if I really wanted to talk about this video. I didn't know if I wanted to give it attention or what, but pretty soon I think a lot of people are going to be talking about it. I think it proves our point. Traditionally, all the presidents we've had, the history of this country, any leader for that matter, is going to have people that don't agree with him. But what does a good leader do? If it were me, I'd say, let's sit down, let's talk about this. What can I do for you? What do you feel I'm doing wrong? Because it's the situation we're in right now. There's millions of Americans. We're citizens. We're going to be citizens. He's the president. He's going to be president. So how can we resolve this to make it a better country for all of us? That's what a good, makes sense, doesn't it? What a good leader would do. What would a fascist king, authoritarian dictator, what would he do? He'd say, either you're freaking with me or you're against me. If you're not groveling at my feet, agreeing with everything I'm doing, then you are my enemy. And am I saying, does that make sense? Does it make sense? I think it does. And so what I see on X is, it just makes our point. And I'll be honest, it terrifies me. It does. That I think of the rest of the world watching that video. Supposedly the most powerful country in the world, and the leader of that country is dumping crap all over his citizens. What does it tell our enemies? That we're not united. That the president considers half this country the enemy. That makes us weak. United we stand, divided we fall. Ever hear that, right? These are the things that went through my head. And one last thing that went through my head. I don't like guessing, saying I know what. I don't like pretending I know what somebody else is thinking or somebody else might have done. I don't like speculating that. But I thought about, obviously it wasn't Trump that made this AI video. Somebody else made it, but he posted it. And I wonder, I would say I'm 99% certain that this went through those people's minds, like Trump's and the creator of that video. What's that jet going to drop? What's the first thing they thought about that jet dropping? I guarantee, like I said, I don't like speculating like this, but I guarantee the first thing they thought about was live ordnance. Real bombs falling on real the people in this video. Then they thought, well, I really can't do that. Fantasizing about mass murder of your own citizens. Hey, well, let's dump crap on them. Haha, that's funny. Like I said, I don't like speculating. Maybe that went through their mind, but that probably went through their mind. I don't really know what to say about this. It just emphasizes the dire situation we are in. I think it makes our point clearer than ever as far as no kings. His whole attitude, either you're with me, you agree with everything I say and do, or you are my enemy. That's who Trump is. That's what a fascist leader is. Let me know what you think.